y'all, my name is Serena and this is Serena's Crochet Adventures. Welcome to the channel. I recently changed my name from Serena's Art Adventures to Serena's Crochet Adventures to more accurately describe my channel. So I will be using that going forward, Serena's Crochet Adventures. And today I wanted to share with you guys a kit I found online for $7.50. $7.50 on Amazon. This kit, I'm hoping, will rival the Woobles kit, which is anywhere between $29 and $40 for a character kit. I want to compare the quality of this with some of the other kits that I have done in the past. I've done the cookie box kit and the Woobles kit for little amigurumi kits. So this is yet another amigurumi kit that I'm going to test out. I'm going to watch the video tutorials. This is marketed for beginners. So I want to go ahead and look at all the tutorials and see if it's going to be easy for a beginner to follow, especially as easy as some of the other kits that I've followed along with. The cookie box kit and the Woobles kits both have great tutorials. So we'll see if this kit has great tutorials as well. It says that it also has email help, which is very interesting. I haven't seen that before. Instructions, step-by-step videos. It even has scissors in here, which is great because I didn't bring my scissors into the driver's lounge area with me today. So I'm glad I'll have that. It says it has a yarn needle and knitting markers. It says knitting markers on the box, which I find to be a little bit interesting because it's a crochet marker. We'll see that it's actually a crochet marker when we open the box. A 4mm crochet hook. I have tons of those from the Woobles kits, so I'm not excited to get another 4mm crochet hook, but I want to compare it to other kits that I've gotten. Some stuffing and some yarn. So let's go ahead and open this box up, see what all comes in it, make sure everything is in there, and then I'll compare the quality of the materials to other kits I've opened. And then I will also discuss with you at the very end whether or not we have enough materials to actually make what they say you can make on the box. That's always my first question because I've gotten kits before, even if it's like cross-stitch kits and stuff like that, where I didn't have enough of the materials to finish the completed piece. So that's always super irritating. And with a cheap kit like this, I do worry about something like that happening while I'm working up the kit, like running out of yarn. So let's see what this box is all about. I'm excited to get into it here. All right. Oh, they're nicely wrapped. That's good. Okay. So this yarn is actually fairly soft. I'm surprised. $7.50. It's nicely wrapped with a cute little yarn label. That's nice. Very nice. I'm actually pleasantly surprised so far. This yarn is very vibrant, but I do notice it does have some random little splotches, and I'll get a little bit more of a close-up in there for you guys, but it's got some kind of random little splotches on the dye. The dye is not very even, but it is still nice and soft, and it is comparable to the Woobles yarn. So far, I'm pleasantly surprised. We also have a decent pair of scissors. These aren't bad. These are not as flimsy as I thought they would be. Okay. Oh my goodness. And this hook, 4mm ergonomic crochet hook. When I saw the picture of this hook online, this hook did look like it was going to be flimsier and cheaper, but I would say it's not far off from the Woobles one. It is a little bit less sturdy of the Woobles one. The Woobles one has a little bit of a fatter handle, but pretty comparable. This is not bad at all. 4mm hook. I am pleasantly surprised. Okay, so here we have the crochet pattern printed off. Are you joking me right now? The Woobles doesn't even print off their crochet patterns. I'm going to look at the directions just briefly and see. Yeah, these have nice picture tutorials. Oh, the unicorn's even got a little tail. Cute, cute, cute. Make the unicorn. If you just want to follow the pattern you have right here, or you have a QR code that you can scan on the back so that you can actually go to the video tutorials. That's awesome. Crochet base tutorial. Oh, wow. They have such detailed instructions. You guys, this is going to be nice. This brand, Hejin, it is going to rival the Woobles kit. I can already tell. The one thing I'm not fond of is the plastic tapestry needle. I do prefer metal needles, but it will work. Then let me dump out the contents here. We have eyes, backers and stitch markers in here. The Woobles kits always come with 3 stitch markers. This has 5 stitch markers. So bonus points for this kit. Oh my goodness. And then a vacuum sealed package of stuffing. We'll make sure that this is enough stuffing when it comes time to actually stuff this little character. But $7.50, you get printed instructions, very detailed, lots of pictures, all in English. This is fantastic. I did not expect to be, I expected to be disappointed. And so far, I am not. I am excited. Woobles like kits for $7.50. I've been buying the Woobles kits. I'm not to say I've wasted my money. I love the Woobles kits. I love the directions. And I've been a big fan of the Woobles kits. If you've watched my previous videos, I'm like, I love it. This is perfect for a beginner so far. I've flipped through the base tutorial instructions, the picture instructions, and the instructions in here. This is a thick booklet of instructions, like a fairly thick booklet of instructions. It looks like it's going to be great instructions. Hopefully the video instructions are as good. But so far, this is a beginner kit. It even includes scissors, everything you could possibly need to put this kit together. I think I need a moment to gather myself. I'm just a little bit in awe right now. Okay, I'm going to take some B-roll for you guys. I'm going to start working some of this character up for you guys. I'm not going to share the pattern or anything because if you guys want this, it's $7.50 on Amazon and you get the pattern and the materials to do this. I don't even know what to say right now. I'm pleasantly surprised so far. Let's just hope that this surprise and this pleasantness carries all the way through. This kit, you guys, $7.50. I don't even have an affiliate link yet. I was thinking about setting up an affiliate link on Amazon, but this is not sponsored in any way. So please bear with me while I gather myself to gather my camera and get started. But my surprise is taken over for a moment. Holy moly. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do this. I'm going to open this. It's got a little tear tab for me. I want to see how much stuffing's in here. Not the best quality stuffing, but I mean, look at that. It just really fluffs up. They really vacuum sealed that puppy in there. It looks like a little flower. They really got that in there good. This should be plenty of stuffing for this character. I just kind of want to let it fluff up while I work on the character. And yeah, that's nice. Oh my goodness, y'all. How exciting. Okay. Time to work this kit up. Here is a little bit of an overview for you guys. The yarn, the needle, the crochet hook, the crochet markers, safety eyes, scissors, the printed instructions in full color, which is great. And then we have the stuffing. So here it all is in one quick view for you. Okay, so one thing I'm going to mention with this kit right here is it does not come with a pre-started piece like the Woobles kit does. Fairly easy for center pull though. I just did that center pull for the first time with you guys, so that was not bad for the center pull there. So I think I'm going to work from the center. The Woobles always works from the outside, but I'm a crocheter who doesn't love that. I do like how the Woobles kits has a circle started for you because some people do struggle with a magic ring, and even myself, if I haven't done a magic ring in a while, I kind of like lose my memory of how to do it. But yeah, so far this is not bad. So I'm going to be doing this. Now the first thing I kind of wanted to review was this crochet hook. I think it's doing just fine. I think it's the right size for this yarn. It's comparable to the Woobles, I'm sure. Pretty sturdy crochet hook. Yeah, just happy about it so far. I will stop by and give you guys some updates as I crochet along through this thing. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just keep on going and following the instructions. And then I'm going to watch some of the video tutorial too and give you guys my opinion on the video tutorial. I'll probably work that up. What'll be really nice, I'll have the video tutorial playing on my iPad here. I can set up my iPad with a video tutorial, and then I can look at the pattern at the same time. This will be a first, because usually I only like to kind of have one piece of equipment going at a time while I'm crocheting. So this will be a new experience. I'll have this folded out while I have the instructions playing, and then I can work it at my own pace but still review the instructions, which will be really, really nice. So I'm going to get to working on that, and then I'll come to you guys with an update when I have one. Okay, so another thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to get a stopwatch started. So I'll go ahead and get this stopwatch going so that I can tell you guys how long it takes to make. So according to the little pattern guide here, it says it'll take about 3 to 8 hours to complete this guy. So I'm going to go ahead and start a stopwatch so that I can update you on how long it took me. I'm not a beginner. For a beginner, it might actually take 3 to 8 hours, but for me, maybe it will take a little bit less time. So I'll go ahead and give you guys an update on that as well. So I'm at a trust the process stage. What I'm looking at right now with the instructions that they give me, the head doesn't seem to be very round. They only have me do 2 rows of single crochet all the way around before they have me start decreasing again. So I'm hoping that the head ends up, once I stuff it, looking like the picture, but this is what it looks like compared to the picture right now. So I'm a little worried about the actual pattern, but I'm going to keep going and we'll see if we can make this look like the actual picture. So we're at the part where it says to attach the eyes. I actually went 1 round more than it says. It says to attach the eyes after round 13, and I'm on round 14 right now. So before I get too far, I'm going to go ahead and try to attach the eyes. Now it says between rounds 6 and 7 with an 18 stitch space between them, and then stuff the head. It does say that there's a tutorial on page 32 and 33 from this crochet base tutorial. I'm a little nervous on this eye placement. Also a little nervous that I didn't count those stitches correct. I want to make sure it's between round 6 and 7 on both sides. 18 stitches apart between round 6 and 7, and I know this is kind of supposed to be the nose area, so I'm going to go ahead and attach them permanently. I always hate this part of it because I'm always like nervous that I put them in a bad area, but we're just going to do it. I don't know how well these safety eyes are going to hold because they're not popping on there very well. All right, honey, can I get your hands? Maybe I put it on backwards. Maybe try turning it around the other way. So
no, that's the way it's supposed to go.
Okay. Oh, did you get it in there?
Yeah.
Okay. I need an eye attacher on this. These eyes are harder to put on than the eyes from the Woobles kit. So I think they're probably just like cheaper sinker eyes, but he got them on there and passed that first little thing. Thank you, honey. That's very helpful. Now that the eyes are in place, yeah, that's looking right. Now the eyes are in place, I can kind of see the head shape a little bit better. Let's go ahead and start stuffing the head so we can see that nose come to life. Looking kind of silly right now. Not looking as plump-headed, looking a little flat-headed, like a lizard. Gotta really get the stuffing in here. That might be the way you have to stuff this one. That might be why these stitches look so far apart. I try to keep as tight stitches as I can. Luckily it's white yarn and then it's white stuffing, so that's helpful. I have used black stuffing with black yarn before, and that's nice when the stuffing can kind of match the yarn a little bit so that it doesn't show too much, especially if you have a thing that you need to stuff fairly firmly. I'm still not very happy with the head shape yet, but it's okay, I guess. I feel like maybe I should have moved this eye back 1 and this eye up 1. But yeah, it's probably okay. Yeah, it's a toy. It's fine. Okay, I really need to stuff the head really well to make that nose not be very wobbly looking. Some of these decreased stitches, I really tried to keep them tight so that the stuffing didn't come out and these holes weren't too big. But this is a pattern where you don't have to sew the head onto the body. Like, you work from the head and then now into the body. And as you can see, it's not like we have to sew anything on. This is still just one full crocheted piece from this top to where I am right now. And we're already working onto the body here. So this is what she's looking like. Hopefully once I like add the horn and the extra accessories, this head will start looking a little bit less flat and a little more rounded. Maybe that's what makes it look a little more rounded on the picture too. We'll see. We'll get there. But I'm going to keep going and I'll give you guys an update. I'm about 45 minutes in right now. Actually, 50 minutes in now. It took me about 5 minutes to do the eyes and the stuffing. So I'll keep going and I'll catch up with you guys here in a little bit. So far, the video tutorials have been great. And she does refer to this every so often as well. So that has been really nice, the instructions so far. I'm enjoying it. I'm starting to kind of see through the yarn. So I'm starting to wonder if I'm going to have to play yarn chicken because this is getting pretty hollow. So hopefully we don't end up playing yarn chicken. I'm going to crochet like normally. I'm not going to tighten my tension or do anything special. A beginner crocheter, might not know to do that. So I'm just going to crochet like normal and see what happens. But I might end up playing some yarn chicken. We'll see. Okay, y'all, I am happy to report that we have quite a bit of yarn left here, and I am just fastening off, and we're going to see how good the scissors are. Great, no problems there. And the body is done now, the head and body, so I shouldn't need any more white yarn at all, and I have quite a bit left. So even if you had really loose tension because you're a beginner and you didn't want to crochet too tight so you could see the next stitch, it would leave some bigger holes in your amigurumi piece, but that there is enough yarn for that. There is plenty of yarn left over here. Just gonna rewind it around my hand to keep it nice and tight. This is actually an impressive amount of yarn being left over, so I have no worries that you'd be able to complete this piece. And if you had 2 of these kits, heck, you might even be able to make 3 of them. You just have to get an extra set of safety eyes. I don't know. That's quite a bit of yarn left. Not too shabby. I'm very happy to see that. There's not really any embroidery on this, so if you wanted to, you could add a little mouth or things like that. You can add some embroidery to it if you are confident enough to do that. I think it's cute without, but if you did want to add that, you totally could. That is something that most of the Woobles kits are very detailed when it comes to embroidery and stuff like that to really bring out those facial details. And there we have it. There's the body. So I'm going to move on to all of the little accessory pieces. We have a horn, some hair, and a tail, as well as some arms that we're going to be doing in colorful yarn. Now, if you wanted to maybe do the arms or the tail in white yarn or something like that, you totally could, because there's enough white yarn left over to where you could do it that way. But I like the extra colorful pieces, so I'm definitely going to do all my accessories in the colorful stuff. Let me know how you would do it, if you do it exactly as the picture shows, or if you would use some white yarn for some of these details. Maybe you just do the mane in rainbow and all the accessory pieces in white. You could, but yeah, let me know in the comments. Okay, so one thing I wanted to mention on this skein of yarn compared to the white skein of yarn, this one came in where you had a center pull and it was like a full skein of yarn. This one does not have any center pull. It's just been done like around and around, and yeah, I'm not going to try to find a center pull because that's not how this one was packaged. So I'm going to do an outside pull on this one. And you can kind of see there's a little bit of a fade. I think it's kind of supposed to be more like that, but then there's some splotches on the other side. So where it fades nicely, that's kind of nice. But at the beginning of this here, I've got a lot of splotchy bits, but I mean, this is what it looks like. So I'm just going to use it from the end. I'm not going to try to find the best piece, I'm just going to use it and we'll see what it looks like when it's all put together. There are definitely some pieces where there's some light dark variations in there. Maybe while the yarn was being dyed, some of the yarn took better and some of the yarn didn't. I don't really know how they do this type of dye. I do love the vibrancy of these colors though, and having a good time with it still, but we're going to go ahead and move on to the arms, and I will update you after I have done those. So when we're sewing on the hand, I really liked the hand to kind of naturally come in, and it's nice that this does it. This is actually a little bit different than the way that the Woobles does arms, so this is kind of cute. It actually looks like a little arm. I kind of like the way that they do the arms here. It's a little different than the way the Woobles kit does it. All right, y'all, here is the completed project in all of its glory. I absolutely love it. I love how all of the curls go to one side. So you've got it curly on this side and it's like all swooping to this side. So adorable. I love this rainbow yarn. The rainbow yarn seems to be a little softer even than the white yarn itself, but I think it looks pretty cute. I did put up the little instructions here, but I did tell you at the end that I would kind of show it to you compared to the picture, my final piece compared to the picture. I probably could have tried to put the tail up one row more because it kind of, I think the tail is keeping it from standing on its own, but it's like right to the horn and then like right to the tail, and the hair has just enough room. So I don't know, I kind of think that's about it. One thing that you could do if you wanted to with this kit is you could do some surface crochet on like the 1, 2, 3, 4, like this fourth round right here. You could do some single crochet, like surface crochet, single crochets all the way around to kind of help give it a little bit of a base to stabilize it. So there's some yarn left. If you wanted to do that, you totally could. I'll probably leave it by itself. I don't really care if it stands up by itself. It is cute in and of its own right. You do still have a little bit of this puckering here, but as this stuffing kind of pushes out on it and as it has time to relax, that might kind of eventually go away. But I do want to give this a rating out of 10. Now, for this kit, I do feel like the video instructions could have been a little bit more detailed. The video instructions were good, but I've done the Woobles kits before. In my opinion, that's one of the most premium kits, especially when it comes to directions. They start the first magic ring for you so that you can get started in your crochet journey right off the bat. With this one, they don't start the magic ring for you, so you have to learn how to do the magic ring before you even start crocheting, and a lot of people do have a hard time with that. They do have a good direction on how to do the magic ring. I did watch the directions on that, and it was very easy to follow and understand. But there were just some pieces like where you crochet each piece on. In the Woobles kit, it shows you exactly which stitch row to do it, and then it shows you how to sew a flat piece onto a flat piece, how to sew on a 3D piece, and all that kind of stuff. So I do feel like the Woobles kits, the directions are a lot more every step of the way along with you. And this kit, it kind of leaves you hanging a little bit in certain parts, especially for a complete beginner. However, you can still follow along. You can still complete the kit, but I do feel like it will take you more time to kind of read and learn and all that kind of stuff. And so because of that, I do feel like 3 to 8 hours is a good estimation on how long it would take somebody to complete this kit. A beginner, it's probably a good full day project, but at the end of the day, you would have this cute little completed unicorn. If you're a complete beginner and you can do this in quicker than 8 hours, kudos to you, especially if it looks anything like the front cover. I do feel like it is a cute design, okay? But I'm going to mark the design down by a point because there's no embroidery. I would love maybe an embroidered mouth. I don't have any black yarn and I'm not going to do it in rainbow yarn. So I would love a little bit of embroidery for the facial details. And maybe we could have sewn like some flat piece down for the nose to come out a little bit more, and then maybe done some nostrils or something. So the design, I'm going to knock off a point because it could be a little more detailed. The instructions, I'm going to knock off a point. So out of 10, that gives us an 8 out of 10 on this little complete crochet kit from Heijin. I think it's Heijin. I could be pronouncing that wrong. I did ask my husband, I said, will you rate this plushie for me out of 10? And he's seen me do like the Frankenstein one and stuff like that. I think he would give that one like a 10 out of 10. So he gave this one an 8 out of 10. I'm sure he's seen a few more plushies that I've completed that he liked better than this, but he still really liked it, thought it turned out to be a great finished piece, and I'm happy. I'm happy with the finished piece. I think it is super cute. I'm not sure if I'm going to try to sell it at a market or give it to a niece or a nephew. It was $7.50 for this kit, but I do feel like this is a kit, if you did buy it and you bought a few kits around this price and you wanted to kind of try to sell it for $10 or $15 as a completed handmade item, you could kind of actually make money off of it. So if you're, a beginner crocheter and you want to start a market, you could actually make a little bit of profit. You're not going to make a whole lot on your time, but it is a good introduction into it. A lot of people like to make plushies to sell them. I like to make plushies and gift them away or keep them for myself or whatever, but I do want to do a market in the future. So we'll see what happens with this guy. I'll give you an update on him eventually, but absolutely adorable. I don't have anything else to say about this kit. I would give it overall, the kit value-wise, 10 out of 10, 11 out of 10, really. $7.50 for this. So definitely 10 out of 10 or 11 out of 10 for the value. For the actual, design and instructions and the kit as an entirety, I would say probably about an 8 out of 10 for the reasons that I explained to you earlier. So there was something that I wanted to include in the video that I almost forgot, so I'm just going to kind of insert this here. But I did want to share with you guys what I have left over for future use. So I do have, these are scrap, sorry. I do have this big ball of rainbow yarn. I'm not quite sure what we're going to do with it, but I've got a lot of leftover Woobles yarn too, and I have a bunch of patterns that my sister recently gave me, a book called Too Cute Amigurumi. I did a review on that book as well if you want to check it out. It's on my channel, but I might use the leftover Woobles yarn and the leftover yarn from this kit to make something. This is close enough to the Woobles yarn in size and in feel that I'm just going to go ahead and use it. It might not match exactly the Woobles yarn, but it's close enough. So it's all going to be together to make some really cute new amigurumi items that I'm excited to try out in the future. But anyway, so we've got these 2 balls of yarn. We've got 5 beautiful, colorful stitch markers. I love that they gave us a rainbow of colors with it being like a rainbow unicorn. That's pretty neat. I have a decent pair of travel size scissors now that I can pop into a bag. I'm always losing my scissors. And tapestry needles. I am always losing my tapestry needles too. So I do like the fact that I have another little tapestry needle. Wish it was metal. I'm fine that it's plastic. It'll still work. I have a few plastic ones myself that I have bought for myself too. So they're not the worst. And then I have another 4mm crochet hook. I have a ton of these from the Woobles kits, but if I plan on making a bunch of other little creatures, it'll be nice. I'll put one of this in my knitting bag, one of these at my house, one of these at my other house, and one in my car. I don't know. So this is kind of like what we have left over after everything. And then of course we also have our little, our guy here. So technically we have him left over. I can reuse this crochet pattern as well. So I'm just going to kind of put the pattern in the picture as well, because technically I can reuse this and save this. So at the end of the kit, when I'm all done creating my little critter, these are the materials that I have left at the end. I think that's a pretty good value for $7.50. Let me know what you think about that in the comments. And if you don't mind leaving comment, share, and subscribe, I highly appreciate it. This lets me know that you want me to do more videos like this. I love doing these types of videos, especially when this is the result. Are you joking me right now? Look out for more kit reviews coming from me. I like to do yarn reviews and pattern roundups as well for you guys, where I share free and paid for patterns. I've paid $7.50 just for a pattern before, so value, oh my goodness, 10 out of 10. Okay, I digress. If you made it this far in the video, I do want to say thank you so much for watching. And as always, I hope you have a great rest of your day.